Mishimoto, I've got a bone to pick with you. So, long story short, a couple years ago when I first got this truck, I wanted to do a couple of reliability mods. And one of those mods was a Mishimoto catch can system installed down over here. So here it is. Down in here we've got the catch can and then our feed and return lines that go back into the engine's PCV system. And if you look at these, they are completely dry rotted and cracked again. I say again because this is my second set of lines that I've warrantied from Mishimoto, and now I'm just sick of having to go through this a third time. So instead, we're going to fix this a different way. All right, so since this is an all-in-one kit from Mishimoto, getting replacement parts from them, you're pretty much just going to be getting the same thing in return. And I don't want to go through that a third time to have these still not work after a year and a half. So heading over to Amazon, I picked up a 10-foot roll of 1/2-inch oil transmission cooler line. It is completely overkill for PSI rating at 250. But the material of this, since it's actually oil cooler hose, should hopefully be different from the catch can hose and withstand to the fumes and a little bit of moisture that's going to come through that condenses down into the can. To come out of the catch can, I had to do a little bit of digging, and I forget what website I found it on, but I already screwed one of these in to make sure it works. It is an M16 by 1.5 thread pitch for the fittings that are coming out of the can. And then we're just going over to a different push-on hose style fitting. So we've got a straight and then we've got a 90 because we're not going to get the same bend in a hose that runs all the way down to where we need it to. So since I'm just running straight hose, this is going to replace the 90 that's on the hose that came from Mishimoto. And then for the engine side, we're gonna try and get those quick connect fittings off and just put them back on and then re-hose clamp them back onto the hose. I know the ones that come on are the permanent crimp to fit, so these should be more than adequate to keep the hose on. Now to access everything, we've got to do a little bit of digging into our fender well, or our wheel well. So I have my flap here just zip tied in place because I go behind it all the time to change my oil filter, but our fittings on the engine side are going to be up under in here. So let's go ahead and pop this off. And yes, I'm going to reuse my same stupid zip tie. So here you can see what I'm talking about. And over here we have that other line that's just completely gone. Right down here. You see it's all cracked and done away with again. And we've got oil residue spraying out everywhere on my what was once a clean engine. So to go ahead and get access to everything, we're just going to go ahead and jack this side of the truck up, zip the wheel off so we can actually get into the wheel well a little bit better. All right, and now that that's out of the way, we've got much more room to actually see what's going on and what we're doing. So if I can feed you in here a little bit, we've got our first connector right there with that orange looking T. And then we've got another one that's going to be a little bit more above up in that way. But we'll go ahead and start undoing these to get these lines out, and hopefully we can be done this pretty soon. Oh man. All right. Well, there's one of them. So now I can show you how I just ruined my hands. These ones pinch together. Now I have to find the other one. Ah, crap. Oh, there it is. Thank God. All right. Finally, we win. All right. Now we can pop these hose clamps off, and the one with the 90-degree bend here is the one that went on the forward spot on the engine, and the one that's going to have the straight is the one that's going towards the back. Hopefully I can remember that when I go to put these back on later. So we can pop these off. We can pop our hoses off. And now we've got access to our barb fittings that we can pop off of here to put the new ones on. All right, gonna need a 17 millimeter to take off both of these. Let's get started. Take one off, take the other off. Now, we can reuse our O-rings and put them onto our new fittings. Yes, I should be using new O-rings, but this is easy enough to access later. That way I'm trying to get this someday. One O-ring, put that on this guy. And it still fits perfectly on there. And we can get this other O-ring off. And slide this on the other one. And then, well, we'll take these inside and we'll tighten up these AN fittings real quick. We'll get these hoses all cut up to the right length. And then we'll come back out here to reinstall them onto the catch can. All right, so back here in the garage, now we can go ahead, open up our line right here so we can cut off the lengths that we're going to need to make these new lines. And to be honest with you, it's just going to be a guesstimation. But one of the other things that we've got to do is we've got to get these crimp-on fittings off. Now, with this 90-degree bend here, we have our fitting, so we're just going to probably end up making it a little bit longer, but we'll be able to get close enough for our usage here. So we're just going to line these up and get them cut. If I can find where my cutters are. Oh no. Tin snips it is. Everything in this garage is a multi-tool. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's all designed that way. The world is your oyster. I'll tell you, that's pretty good. All right, and then we'll just go ahead and we'll put this fitting on the one end. It should definitely not be going anywhere. Oh yeah, professional. All right, let's go ahead and get this other one lined up and cut. Yeah, this is one we have to do. That one is done. So I'm just going to unravel this a little bit. Hang that off over there. And we're just going to line it up and give it a cut with the old tin snips. And you know what? That looks good enough for me. Perfect. All right. You just go ahead and we'll shove our fitting on the one end. Oh yeah. Push it on enough so we get a really good seal with it, and everything should look all good. Look at that. There's the one, and then this is what our 90 degree is gonna look like. So we're looking pretty good right now. And now what we have to do is we just have to get these off of this end so we can put them onto the new hose, which looks like it should not be that bad. Get pliers out. Get your pliers out. Let's break that. So we can pull this back down this way here. Oh yeah. Good thing we're not using these. Anyway. Boom. There's one of them. And now we'll get this other one off. Really want to take these apart. We're just going to do it. Maybe I'll just go around here. It's the best way for success I've found. Until you make it, it's really the best way. I'm sure there's a tool for this. I'm sure there's a method. I don't know. I'm going to do this on my video. I don't have fun doing it. Could you give it back, please? I want the thing out now. Come on, you. Ooh. That's the ticket. All right. And there was two. So now literally, we're just gonna put these back into the new hoses, put some new hose clamps on them, and then we've went and made ourselves some new catch can hoses for our 2020 Ford Ranger. All right, we've got one on there. We can go ahead and throw the other one on here. Maybe a little WD-40 in there anyway. What do you guys think? That'll be fun. A little bit of WD-40 never hurt nobody before. Oh. All right. Two hoses done. Come right back when it's time to put them on the truck. Also, before I get to mention, yeah, there will be some videos coming on this car very soon. We have many, many things to do. All right, back out here at the truck, we can go ahead and forget the fittings that we need. I'm back with fittings. All right, well, let's go ahead and throw these into the catch can first. Oh, hey there. Don't be looking at me, look down. All right, so we're just gonna take both of our fittings and throw these into the catch can first, get these nice and tight. These should seal up just fine. Same pitch and same O-ring. Beautiful. Almost like I'm planning this to work, guys. Almost. The completely correct size wrench for this. So, AN wrench it is. We've got those nice and tight. Now we can go ahead and just throw our hose clamps here back onto these fittings. It shouldn't really need them, but I have them, so why not use them? They didn't cost me anything. Plus, I really don't want the system to leak anymore. So we're going to do everything we can to keep that happening. We'll do this one, put this back on the other one. We'll open our new pack here, and then we'll throw two of these guys on the ends down by the engine, just because. Now this. Make sure these are going this way. All right, now we're set up. All right, now we can start feeding these back down into the engine bay and connect them back up to the catch can here. So we're just gonna connect these as we go so we don't do them out of order. So this is the one that goes towards the back of the engine. And this is the one that goes towards the front of the engine. Can put this one on the front here. This end looks good to me. We can adjust those hose clamps later. Now we can go back down and reattach them. Hooray, we're back here again. It shouldn't take this long this time, he said before it took even longer. All right, which one is which again? Whoops. This one. This is the one that goes up front here. It's hanging out. And this is the one that goes up top. So I've already managed to cross these. I have a clue. All right, right here. We go around. We're going to go this way. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right. One of them back on. And now this one's just got to try and cooperate for once. What was that plug I did? Oh, there's. Put this plug back in. And we'll take our hose. Or the fitting is installed the wrong way. You're literally right there. There it is. All right. Put this back on. Went better, honestly, I think, than the first 2 times that I did this. We got that in place. Now we can go ahead and throw our tire back on. That's just pretty much gonna wrap it up for us today. Hopefully this holds up for more than 1.5 years this time. Just gotta do a little bit of hose management right there, tuck it up a little bit, and should be good to go. Thank you guys for sticking around with me, and I hope that that helped you out if you have this same kit, so you don't have to go through Mishimoto next time. I think everything together was like 60 bucks, 70 bucks. It wasn't bad at all. And now, hopefully, since this is actually oil rated line, we won't have to do this again in the future. But stick around. Got a couple of fun things coming along. So, catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.